You know what the most painful thing a human being can experience is? It's not heartbreak, it's not losing a job, it's not even the death of a loved one. The most painful thing is living your entire life as your own worst enemy, fighting a silent war against yourself every single morning when you wake up. And the most tragic part? Most of us don't even realize we're in this battle. Over 50 years ago, Viktor Frankl, the renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote something that should be engraved in every person's consciousness. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Frankl understood, in the most brutal concentration camps in history, that our greatest power doesn't lie in external circumstances, but in how we choose to relate to ourselves. And here, before I dive deeper into this life-changing insight, I want to ask you something. If this message is resonating with you, if you feel like you need to hear these words, hit that subscribe button. Because what we're exploring today isn't just another self-help topic. It's literally the foundation upon which every meaningful life is built. Now let's talk about the grand illusion that has all of us running in circles like hamsters on a wheel. Most of us grew up believing that the secret to success is out there, waiting for us. We think if we land that perfect job, find the ideal partner, reach a certain number in our bank account, get recognition on social media, then finally we'll be happy. Then finally we'll love ourselves. But this is the cruelest trap that exists. Because while we're chasing that external validation, while we're trying to fill that inner void with achievements, with Instagram likes, with other people's approval, we're building a castle on quicksand. You're trying to build an empire with your hands chained, and the chains are you. Have you ever wondered why there are people who have everything from an external perspective and yet still feel empty inside? Why are there depressed millionaires, celebrities with anxiety disorders, successful people who wake up every day feeling like frauds? The answer is devastatingly simple. Because they've built their success on the foundation of a toxic relationship with themselves. When you don't love yourself, when you don't respect yourself, when you don't choose yourself, every external achievement becomes a more sophisticated prison. Because deep down, part of you knows you don't deserve it. Part of you is constantly sabotaging your own progress because subconsciously you believe you're not worthy of success, of love, of happiness. And here begins the most destructive cycle a human being can experience. Self-sabotage. You procrastinate on important projects because an inner voice whispers that you're going to fail anyway. You avoid taking risks because you prefer the comfort of known mediocrity to the possibility of rejection. You settle for less than you deserve in your relationships because you believe you're not enough for something better. Self-criticism becomes your constant companion. Nothing you do is ever enough. If you succeed, it was luck. If you fail, it's because you're worthless. If someone compliments you, they don't know what they're talking about. If someone criticizes you, it confirms what you already knew, that you're nothing. It's a game where you always lose because you've rigged the rules to guarantee your own defeat. The emotional symptoms of this disconnection from yourself are devastating. Anxiety becomes your natural state because you're constantly worried about not being enough. Comparisons with others become obsessive because your self-worth depends on feeling superior or inferior to those around you. Imposter syndrome haunts you because deep down you feel like any day everyone's going to discover you're a fraud, that you don't deserve to be where you are. And meanwhile, life slips through your fingers, years, even decades, living as a stranger in your own existence, waiting for the moment when you'll finally be good enough to deserve yourself. But here, right here, is where everything can change. Because falling in love with yourself isn't narcissism. It's liberation. It's not thinking you're better than others. It's stopping thinking you're worse than everyone. It's not ignoring your flaws. It's embracing them as part of your imperfect and beautiful humanity. What does it really mean to fall in love with yourself? It means radical acceptance. It means looking in the mirror every morning and saying, "Here I am with my strengths and my weaknesses, with my dreams and my fears, with my achievements and my failures, and I choose me. I choose me today. I chose me yesterday, and I'll choose me tomorrow. It means developing self-compassion. It means talking to yourself with the same kindness you'd show your best friend in their worst moment. It means understanding that mistakes don't define you, they refine you. It means understanding that perfection isn't the goal, authenticity is. And here I want to pause to ask you something, and I'd like you to reflect honestly, and if you feel like it, share your experience in the comments. How many times have you caught yourself being harder on yourself than you'd ever be with another person? How many times have you cancelled plans with yourself that you'd never cancel with someone else? How many times have you treated yourself like your worst enemy instead of your best ally? Falling in love with yourself means choosing yourself daily, especially when no one else chooses you. It means being your own safe haven in life's storms. It means becoming the person you can always count on, even when everyone else lets you down. Because here's the truth that changes everything. You become unstoppable the day you stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing yourself. And this isn't just pretty philosophy. This translates into concrete actions that can transform your life starting today. Beginning to rebuild your relationship with yourself requires specific, disciplined, consistent practices. Positive self-talk doesn't mean lying to yourself by saying you're perfect when you know you're not. It means changing the internal narrative from destructive criticism to constructive accountability. Instead of "I'm an idiot for making that mistake," try "I made a mistake and I'm going to learn from it so I don't repeat it." Celebrating small wins is crucial. We live in a culture that only recognizes major achievements, but life is made up of small moments of personal growth. Did you work out when you didn't feel like it? Celebrate it. Did you say no to something you didn't want to do? Celebrate it. Did you get back up after a tough day? Celebrate it. These small acts of self-love accumulate and create a solid foundation of self-respect. Setting clear boundaries is a radical act of self-love. It means saying no to people who drain your energy, to commitments that don't nourish you, to situations that don't honor you. It means understanding that your time, your energy, your peace of mind are precious resources that you deserve to protect. Quality time with yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When was the last time you spent an entire afternoon alone with yourself, without distractions, simply enjoying your own company? If the idea makes you uncomfortable, it's probably exactly what you need to do. Self-care can't be something you do only when you have free time. It must become a non-negotiable discipline. Getting enough sleep, nourishing your body with healthy food, moving your body, feeding your mind with quality content, taking care of your mental health. These aren't luxuries, they're acts of basic self-respect. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if you treated your body as if it were the only home you'll ever have. Imagine how your decisions would change if you treated your mind as if it were your most precious asset. Imagine how your relationships would transform if you started from a solid foundation of genuine self-esteem. Because when you fall in love with yourself, something magical happens to your productivity and results. When you love yourself, you treat yourself like someone worthy of success. You stop sabotaging yourself because you understand you deserve good things to happen to you. You stop procrastinating because you respect your time too much to waste it. The emotional energy you used to spend on self-criticism, on comparisons, on doubts about your worth, is now available for creation, for innovation, for real growth. Decisions become clearer because they're no longer contaminated by fear of judgment. The courage to take risks emerges naturally because you know that regardless of the outcome, you're not going to abandon yourself. Progress becomes your goal, not perfection. And paradoxically, by stopping the pursuit of perfection, you get closer to excellence than you ever were when you tortured yourself over every small mistake. Right about now, I want to check in with you and ask you to engage with this content. Can you relate to what I'm sharing? Have you experienced that inner critic that never seems satisfied? drop a comment and let me know, because understanding that you're not alone in this struggle is the first step toward healing it. And here, as we approach the end of this reflection, I want to remind you of something Viktor Frankl discovered in the most extreme circumstances a human being can face. That the greatest freedom we possess is the freedom to choose how we relate to ourselves. That's why I want to extend an invitation to you, a challenge that could be the turning point in your life. Today, right now, after hearing this, do something for yourself that you would have postponed if you were in self-rejection mode. It could be something as simple as preparing yourself a delicious meal, making that important phone call you've been avoiding, writing that first line of the project you have in mind, telling someone you love them, or simply looking in the mirror and saying something kind to yourself. Because success, true success, isn't a destination you reach out there. Success is the natural consequence of who you choose to be on the inside. It's the inevitable result of a loving and respectful relationship with yourself. The external world is simply a reflection of your internal world. People begin to treat you with the respect you treat yourself with. Opportunities appear when you stop believing you don't deserve them. Abundance flows when you stop living from emotional scarcity. So as you finish listening to these words, I want you to remember this. The world begins to respect you the moment you stop ignoring yourself. And if this message has touched something deep within you, if you found words here that you needed to hear, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, because we'll continue exploring these truths that can transform lives. Hit that like button if you believe more people need to hear this. And tell me in the comments, what's going to be your first act of self-love after hearing this? Because remember, you're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking to become someone who completes themselves. And when you achieve that, when you truly fall in love with who you are, you'll discover that success wasn't the destination. Success was simply the path you walk when you finally decide to become your own home.